Hi everyone, welcome to Prevention Education, the podcast that teaches you everything about prevention. Thanks for listening, and let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome back to another podcast in this series. I'm Kylie, and I'm a prevention specialist with Preferred Family Healthcare in the prevention department in Kirksville, and I'm here with Jessica Wolf. So Jessica, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I am Jessica, and I am the school-based prevention manager with the S.P.I.R.I.T program here at Preferred Family Healthcare.
Yes. So with the S.P.I.R.I.T program, I guess one thing that I think the listeners might want to know, where do you cover? What schools are you guys in currently?
So currently we are at Knox County School District. We are also at Scotland County School District. We also cover Clark County Macon School District, Kirksville Primary School, South Shelby School District. We also have a couple schools that we do technical assistance to for the programming, and that's La Plata School District and then North Andrew School District. We cover their middle school.
Yeah, that's a lot of schools. And so if you're listening and you're not in any of those schools, no worries. This will still be very informational to you, I promise. But those are just the schools that we currently cover. So if anyone wants information on potentially how to get S.P.I.R.I.T maybe involved in your school, or just like information on S.P.I.R.I.T, feel free to email moprevention@pfh.org or email Jessica. And her email is on our website, which is pfh.org/prevention. And then you go to staff page and you'll see Jessica right there. So you can email her too. But Jessica, what is one thing that you really love about school-based prevention in this program?
We do a lot of different evidence-based programming when we go into school districts. I love school-based prevention because you are meeting the kids where they're at. Not only that, if you're providing this essential programming that kids need, that also is a resource for we are a resource for the school district. So we're able to provide lessons and resources just like a counselor would in a classroom setting. And we sometimes, depending on the school, we're actually a rotation with specials, or we walk alongside with the counselor. And when a counselor does a lesson, we do a lesson to the other class. And so we kind of work differently at each school, but I love that we're just a huge resource for the school. And school-based prevention really is where it's at, in my opinion. I feel like you meet kids where they're at, you have the audience already there, and you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. And when you're using the evidence-based curriculum, it has been proven effective, and if you teach it to fidelity. And so you're not in there creating your own lessons, just making up what you think works. It has been proven. The program that we use is proven to be effective. So that's what I love most about our S.P.I.R.I.T program. S.P.I.R.I.T does stand for School-Based Prevention, Intervention, and Resource Initiative. So that is our job, just to go into school districts and provide those resources for the staff and students.
Yeah, and I think this program is absolutely amazing. Most of the students, love how you said you meet them where they're at. Like you really, every kid has to go to school, and no matter what, whether you're going to reach them in school or not, like school is just, that sense didn't actually make like a whole lot of sense, but school is where they are. That's where they have to go to. And if you're there, they're already sitting there. They're already most of the time listening. Like you go in, you talk to them, hopefully they got it, and then they can go and talk to their mom and dad about it at home. They can talk to little siblings, older siblings. That's kind of like a central hub of where you can talk to the students about it, and you can click with them on that level.
Absolutely. And I also feel like schools, they don't have a lot of resources. Even like I know counselors, there's one counselor per school district or whatever, or two counselors per school district. And teachers have a job to teach the curriculum that they have, right? They don't have time to hone in on some of those other skill development and skill application lessons. And so character education, we talk a lot about goal setting, managing emotions, effective communication, problem solving. And we also get into some of the ATOD information, alcohol, tobacco and other drug information, depending on the grade. And so they definitely don't cover those topics.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You mentioned depending on the grade. So what grades do you guys cover or have curriculum for?
So we have curriculum kindergarten through high school. Typically in high school, we do 9th and 10th grade. We really don't go past 10th grade. So we have 2 high school curriculum sets, and then we have a curriculum set per grade for kindergarten through 8th grade. So
yeah,
we have different programming too. We have different evidence-based programming that we use. We use a Peace Builder program at one of our schools, and it's more of an environmental change, really that everybody is using the same language, saying the Peace Builder pledge. And I go in and teach lessons based on the Peace Builder principles every month. And then we have another program that we hit in most of the other schools is called Too Good for Drugs. And it's 10 weeks long that we go in and implement that. And then we have another high school curriculum called Sport 2. And it's more about health and wellness. It's more about the wellness aspect. And we usually hit 10th grade with that curriculum.
Yeah, I've actually never heard about that one. So that sounds super interesting. And I feel like 10th grade would be the perfect target audience for that kind of curriculum. Interesting.
Absolutely.
Cool. How do you kind of how do you reach like kindergarten and first grade? What are some tools that you guys use to connect with those students?
So the Too Good for Drugs curriculum is evidence-based, and it is so well thought out. I absolutely have been advocating and spreading the word about the Too Good for Drugs curriculum for a long time. And in kindergarten, they have a puppet by the name of Tuggles. And so I am not a puppeteer. I'm just going to be honest with you. I use Tuggles the way he's intended, but I don't puppeteer like most. I wish I was, but I'm not. I look very silly trying to do it. So, but Tuggles is the main character in our Too Good for Drugs kindergarten lessons. Kids love Tuggles. And then first grade has Carmen the cat, and Carmen is really fun. And then second grade is Wagner the dog. And then they kind of go in third grade as kind of a robot, which they quit making the robot. I was really disappointed. So if the Mendes Foundation hears our podcast, the robot had a lot of mechanical issues, and they think it is just probably too much for them. And so they have a poster now of Otto, but Otto is fun because in third grade, they stop caring about puppets. It's not as fun and engaging, but and then in fourth and fifth and on up is more like there's card games, board games, and you are using the skills and practicing the skills through those games. And because kids learn, hands-on. And so it's not really up preaching right to the class. You're actually doing a lot of activities and interacting with kids. And so I really love the curriculum.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of sets this curriculum apart from a lot of other things is the hands-on capabilities that it has. Like you don't really get puppets with other programs that are trying to deter children from engaging in other activities. But with this, like they are very highly likely going to go and just tell everyone about Tuggles or about Otto or just like share what they learned, which is so cool. Like it's using fun ways to teach these kids about some pretty serious topics in life. And it's getting them started young so that they can grow up to be really healthy and know what's right and wrong in the world, which is really important.
And the good thing about the way we do it is we usually start with, obviously the younger, the better for prevention. We all know that as prevention specialists. And so we hit them in kindergarten and they get it in first grade, they get it in second grade, and it's a collective way until they get out of school. And you're continuing to build those skills year after year and reminding them of those skills. And so with Too Good for Drugs, kindergarten through high school, the first lesson is goal setting. So every year, you're going to talk about goal setting, and then it's decision making is lesson 2, and then managing your emotions is lesson 3. And so it goes in order. You're just teaching it different way every year, and you're based on their developmental age. And so every activity and lesson is based on the age that you're teaching.
Yeah, which is huge. Absolutely.
Yes.
Huge.
And I know that we've had some people say, well, I don't think the 8th grade curriculum goes into as much details as I would like, as far as how drug use and all that. Well, we always have to be very cautious, because not every 8th grader needs to know that much about drugs, right?
Yeah.
Because, and so we have to be careful, and we have to be able to educate staff that are doing, using the program, that you stick to fidelity, you stick to the program, because we don't want to be teaching kids too much. And so some, more kids are experienced than others, and that's okay. But that's what I like about the program. It's well-rounded, and it's developmentally appropriate for that age group.
Exactly. And if the child has the basic knowledge, parents can definitely step in and teach them more at home if that's what they want. If they want them to learn a little bit more about how drugs can affect their life, that's something that the parents have a foundation from this program, and then they can build on it if they would like to, which is really good, because that's an opportunity for them to connect with their youth, as well as maybe educate themselves more on what's going on in the world with ATOD, which is
absolutely
important. Yeah,
absolutely.
Perfect. Well, as you guys all know and can tell from this podcast, Jessica is super knowledgeable about this topic. So once again, if you guys have any questions at all, be sure to reach out to Jessica. And Jessica, if there's one thing that you could leave everyone with, what would it be?
Prevention works, and prevention is key to raising, healthy, happy kids. And so prevention definitely works, and it's key.
Yeah, I think that's a great final note. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Jessica, for hopping on with me. And thank you guys so much for listening. We hope that you guys learned a lot. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, if you want to learn more about the prevention department, definitely look us up at pfh.org/prevention and contact any one of us with any questions you have. But thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you tune in next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into our podcast. Remember to follow us on social media at PFH Prevention. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Spotify, and more podcasting platforms. And make sure to email us at moprevention@pfh.org with any questions, and feel free to call us at 660-627-7404. Thanks for joining us, and have a great day.